Top 10 insanely absurd but deadly Doom Patrol villains. Backstories explored. The Doom Patrol originally made its first appearance in My Greatest Adventure issue 80, published in June 1963. Doom Patrol was a team of superhumans or metahumans who are misfits for society, similar to the mutants of Marvel's X-Men. Published a few months before Marvel's X-Men, this DC team consists of tragic heroes with a dark past. Not wanting their powers in the first place, the members struggle to understand and control the powers they refer to as a curse. Led by a genius and wealthy inventor in a wheelchair, Dr. Niles Caulder, the team saves the world on many occasions. Written by Arnold Drake and Bob Haney, the Doom Patrol face deadly and strong opponents and protect the world. Some enemies possesses absurd powers that are deadly in their own way, and in today's video, we will be talking about the top 10 insanely absurd but deadly Doom Patrol villains. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Possible things you could imagine. The last one wasn't even real. That was a Mr. Nobody straight-to-video special. You're welcome.
Mr. Nobody. Eric Morden, aka Mr. Nobody, is a metahuman who acquires his powers after an ex-Nazi scientist, Dr. Heinrich von Fuchs' experiment on him goes wrong due to an accident. Created by Arnold Drake, Bruno Premiani, Grant Morrison, Richard Case, and John Nyberg, the character first appears in the comics as Eric Morden in Doom Patrol issue 86, published in March 1964, and as Mr. Nobody in Doom Patrol volume 2, issue 26, published in September 1989. Mr. Nobody is the sworn enemy of Dr. Niles Caulder and makes every possible attempt to make him and his patients suffer. Eric hates Dr. Caulder because he caused the accident during his experiment. Even before his transformation into a metahuman, he was a member of the Brotherhood of Evil, but was fired. Following this, his then girlfriend Millie dumps him, stating that he will always be a nobody. Triggered by all of this, Eric travels to Paraguay in 1948, where he insists Dr. Heinrich with a huge sum of money to conduct his infamous theoretical human experiments on him. The entire process goes well until Caulder arrives and blows up the machine, resulting in Eric becoming a nigh omniscient being having enormous destructive powers. Since then, Eric Morden, aka Mr. Nobody, has been a recurring and formidable opponent for Dr. Caulder and the Doom Patrol. Mr. Nobody's exposure to energy from other dimensions during von Fuchs' experiment transforms him into an immensely powerful metahuman. He possesses otherworldly abilities and claims to be completely omniscient. Mr. Nobody, like Deadpool from the Marvel Universe, can break the fourth wall and interact with the audience. He serves as the narrator of the show and possesses crazy abilities like reality warping and creating a vortex with his energy to teleport his surroundings to his dimension. Mr. Nobody can also time travel and has remained the same age since the 1940s.
Niles Caulder will be stopped.
Evidently, he's taken out our man in Paraguay.
ULTIMAX, the Brain. The next on our list is the brain of a deceased scientist known as the Brain. The Brain belonged to a scientist who experimented on animals to raise their intelligence. Created by Arnold Drake and Bruno Premiani, the character made its first appearance in the Doom Patrol issue 86, published in March 1964. The Brain's experiment on a gorilla was successful in making it a highly intelligent being, who is later named Monsieur MALLAH. Niles Caulder, the Brain's colleague during his days as a scientist, arranges for the Brain to get caught up in an explosion out of jealousy. The explosion destroys his body, but his brain survives. Caulder plans to put the Brain into a robotic body, but MALLAH manages to rescue Brain and transfer him into a computer network which helps him in his proper functioning. MALLAH and the Brain from the Brotherhood of Evil and plan to seek revenge on Dr. Caulder and conquer the world. The Brotherhood of Evil gains members like General IMMORTUS, Madame Rouge and Gargoyle as they seek ways to commit crimes and rival the Doom Patrol. They even face Teen Titans in the Justice League. During Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol run, the Brain is placed in Robot Man's new body by MALLAH, after which they both confess love for each other and kiss. However, Robot Man rejects being controlled by the Brain and self-destructs itself. Brain and MALLAH later reappear without explaining how they survived the blast. The Brain originally was a genius scientist, and hence it is needless to say that he possesses a genius level intellect. After the explosion, only his genius brain remains, which can adapt itself to a digital environment. The robotic body in which it is implanted is strong enough to inflict crucial blows. His strongest ally, his gorilla lover Monsieur MALLAH, is also one of his strengths, as he saves him on several occasions. Madame Rouge. Created by Arnold Drake, Madame Rouge made her first appearance in Doom Patrol issue 86. She is the only female member of the Brotherhood of Evil. Madame Rouge is originally a French actress named Laura Demille, but after an automobile accident, she develops a dissociative identity disorder between good and evil. Her schizophrenic behavior is noticed by the Brain and MALLAH, which leads them to subject her to experimentation and surgery, suppressing her good side and allowing her evil side to take over. They also give her shape-shifting abilities to make her a part of the Brotherhood of Evil. Later, Rouge flips over to her good side, becomes romantically involved with Dr. Niles Caulder, and joins the Doom Patrol. However, she soon flips back to her evil side and seeks vengeance on both Doom Patrol and the Brotherhood of Evil for tampering with her and trying to control her. At some point, she serves the Bureau of Normalcy in deciding which of the metahumans can be weaponized and which cannot. She is also a part of the Sisterhood of Dada, a group of friends who seek to change the world with art. Madame Rouge's primary strength is shape-shifting, and she shows no signs of aging. She is skilled in hand-to-hand combat and has mastered English and French. However, due to her amnesia, she forgets how to control her powers. Animal Vegetable Mineral Man. Steven Larson, a highly evil enthusiast, travels to Fuchstopia in search of Sternbarnfuhrer von Fuchs and his machine to gain superpowers, specifically magnetic feet. However, things do not go in his favor as he accidentally stays in the machine for too long, which changes his body and mutates him into a grotesque abomination with an exposed dinosaur head named Denise, constantly arguing with his real head. Created by writer Arnold Drake and artist Bruno Premiani, the character made its first appearance in the Doom Patrol issue 89, published in August 1964. In the comics, Steven Larson is a Swedish scientist and a student of Dr. Niles Caulder. Later, a follower of von Fuchs attempts to kill him, but the mineral areas of his body block the gunshot and he survives. With this set of attributes, Steven tries performing several crimes but fails in most of them, as the raptor head keeps attacking him. His disastrous attempts make him a joke as the media names him the stupid criminal. Steve is not a good person, but is one of the most likable characters, owing to his comical failures and the very existence of such a wild, absurd superpower. He also serves to provide a comical relief to the entire series. Steven's transformed physiology is both absurd and unique. His body consists of a crystalline leg, tree-like right arm and leg, and the protruding dinosaur head. The minerals on his chest can easily block bullets and protect him from other severe attacks. His main weakness is the dinosaur head on his shoulder, which is a sentient being. The dinosaur can think on its own and even writes her autobiography titled My Side.
Surrender this ship, hero! Never! Get him, Neckman! Go, go, go!
General IMMORTUS. General IMMORTUS is considered one of the prime villains and opponents of the Doom Patrol. The character first appeared in My Greatest Adventure issue 80, published in June 1983, created by Arnold Drake, Bob Haney and Bruno Premiani. General Immortus is a war-obsessed crook living for centuries with the aid of his alchemical potion. His origins are not clear in the comics, and from the little that is known, he once owned a diamond mine and killed many workers to keep it a secret from the rest of the world. Later, he schemed to steal valuable mystical artifacts and became the leader of a crime syndicate. Although his potion expands his lifespan, he has forgotten his formula. He later hires Dr. Niles Caulder to recreate the potion, but when young Niles becomes aware of his evil motives, he sabotages the process and creates the Doom Patrol to counter him. General Immortus later joins the Brotherhood of Evil to combat Doom Patrol, and time and again spars with them as he needs Caulder's life extension research. When the second Doom Patrol is initiated by Indian woman named Arani, who claims to be Mrs. Caulder, the general scans her mind and discovers the secrets of immortality. He manages to become young for a brief time until the Doom Patrol starts destroying his base of operation after freeing themselves. It is later revealed that Arani's secrets of immortality are restricted to her physiology only, so it would not work on General Immortus. General Immortus has spent decades studying war. He has a very high level intellect and is a tactical genius. Over the years, his scientific mind has helped him create innumerable megalomaniacal weapons of destruction. Apart from these, he is an occultist and possesses fair knowledge and skill of alchemy.
Send him in.
Monsieur MALLAH. The next character on our list who has the most references till now is the super intelligent French gorilla Monsieur MALLAH. Created by writer Arnold Drake and artist Bruno Premiani, Monsieur MALLAH made his first appearance in Doom Patrol Volume 1, Issue 86. MALLAH is a gorilla who is experimented on by a scientist. The scientist raises the gorilla's IQ to a genius level of 178 and trains him for over a decade before making him his assistant. He names the gorilla Monsieur MALLAH. His colleague Dr. Niles Caulder gets him trapped in an explosion out of jealousy that destroys every part of his body but his brain. Dr. Caulder plans on putting his brain in a robot's body, but the scientist's faithful and super intelligent gorilla manages to rescue him. Since then, the two became known as Monsieur MALLAH and the Brain. They later formed the team of supervillains known as the Brotherhood of Evil. Monsieur is so intelligent that he is found drawing a time machine with the Brain in 1917. When Laura suffers from her dissociative identity disorder, she is fired from the Bureau of Normalcy. Around 1949, when she is looking for a job in the sorority, Monsieur MALLAH and the Brain goad her to join the Brotherhood of Evil. MALLAH is very happy at Laura's inclusion in their group and gives her the name Madame Rouge. During the 1950s, MALLAH, along with the Brotherhood of Evil, face off against the Doom Patrol, which ends with the defeat of the Brotherhood of Evil in 1957. MALLAH and the Brain escape to retire and move to Boca Raton, Florida, where they quit their evil path and rest. Monsieur MALLAH is a super intelligent gorilla. A gorilla's strength and ultra intelligence make it a deadly combo. His loyalty towards his master, the Brain, is highly honest, and he saves him numerous times.
Is it looking at me?
The DECREATOR. Amongst the long list of misfit and deformed mutants, we now have a cosmic entity, the DECREATOR, known by various other names such as Shadow of God, the Unmaker, the Anti-God, the Eye of God, the Eye of Horus, Lord of Force and Fire, and the Annihilating Eye of Shiva. The DECREATOR appears like a giant eye in the sky to kill off all living creatures one by one. Created by Grant Morrison and Richard Case, the cosmic entity was first introduced in Doom Patrol Volume 2, Issue 32. The DECREATOR is born out of the faith of his fanatical group of followers known as the Cult of the Unwritten Book. The cult believes that when God created the world, he said, "Let there be light," which cast the first shadow. This shadow was the birth of the DECREATOR, an entity of pure destruction that cannot be stopped. The cult tries letting the DECREATOR loose on the world but fails as they are interrupted and stopped by the Doom Patrol and Willoughby Kipling. Since the DECREATOR is impossible to stop, Crazy Jane devises a plan to slow down his process of decreation to the extent that nobody notices. The DECREATOR is a cosmic entity with powers and abilities that are incomprehensible to the human mind. It is also considered to be the most powerful and the leader of all anti-gods. The DECREATOR is the opposite of the one true creator who stands for all that is good, holy, and just.
Fuck you! Jay, wake up! Jay, please!
Daddy. Daddy is one of the 64 personalities or alters of K. Olivia Chalice. K develops all these different personas from the trauma inflicted upon her by her father. Each of her personalities possesses different metahuman super abilities. Her primary alter is Jane, who does not have any powers. K, or Crazy Jane, is an original character from the TV series and does not have any mention in the comic books. Based on K's abusive father, Daddy was created as an introjection of her father's character in her. K finds it extremely difficult to control this form or even discard it, but Daddy keeps resurfacing again and again. All other personas are also afraid of Daddy. Daddy appears as a giant made of blocks of puzzles, taking the form of K's father. He disguises as Miranda Daddy and appears as a youthful African-American woman. When Daddy surfaces into K's Chalice's body as Miranda K's hair becomes longer, she wears a simple outfit resembling that of K Chalice during her childhood days, when she grew up in a rural religious farming community in Arkansas during the 1950s. After his identity is revealed, her physical form alters with pitch black eyes and black cester-like symbols in her eyes and scar-like cuts. Daddy has a long list of special abilities. He can alter his size and change his physical appearance like a shapeshifter. He can assimilate the memories and skills of his hosts. Along with these, Daddy also possesses great strength. He is able to throw Dorothy's spinner out of Jane's table. He can also use aerokinesis. The Candlemaker. The Candlemaker is an extra-dimensional being and one of Dorothy Spinner's imaginary friends. Created by Grant Morrison and Richard Case, the Candlemaker first appeared in Doom Patrol Volume 2, Issue 51. The Candlemaker initially was an egregore created by the mind's unconscious tension during a moment of crisis. The entity can inflict havoc as equivalent to a nuclear blast, but is strictly outside the physical world until it discovers means to escape in the form of Dorothy Spinner. Dorothy Spinner is the daughter of Dr. Niles Caulder in Oiwa. In 1927, she was held captive after being caught by Yukon and forced to amuse people at a circus in London, England. After being lashed out by an audience, she summons the Candlemaker, and in a moment, everyone is dead except her and her father, Dr. Caulder. Over the years, the Candlemaker attempts to manipulate Dorothy to unleash him into the physical realm. Sometime around 2020, he appears after Dorothy is terrified by a mother rat eating its runt baby. She is about to make her wish, but is calmed by her father. Later, when Dorothy's prank goes wrong, she is trapped in the Doom Manor's furnace by Baby Doll. She first summons Manny to free herself, and Baby Doll calls Flaming Katie to combat it. But later, out of anger over her former self, she is easily convinced to call upon the Candlemaker. Candlemaker forcibly enters the underground search for Baby Doll, where Lucy Fugu, Flaming Katie, and Hammerhead hold him off while Crazy Jane hides Baby Doll. All these efforts prove futile as Candlemaker easily fights off all three of them and kills Baby Doll. Dorothy escapes and hops onto a rocket of the newcomers, the pioneers of the Uncharted, and lands on the moon. There, the Candlemaker accuses her of the disaster that happened to her friends and Baby Doll. The deadly and brutal creature, the Candlemaker, is catastrophic after getting its physical form. The Candlemaker's powers range from superhuman strength to telekinesis. He is vulnerable and can also use telepathy to enter his opponent's psyche. During his fight with the personas of K Chalice, he easily overcomes their combined efforts and kills Baby Doll ruthlessly.
Don't move. If they see us, we're all dead.
The Scants. Last but not least, we have tiny pink humanoids known as the Scants. Created by Gerard Way and Michael Allred, These tiny pest-like beings first appeared in Doom Patrol Volume 6, Issue 7, and were believed to be from a dimension known as Scantoverse. The sole purpose of these species was to spread throughout the multiverse and infect other living entities with terrible ideas. Slowly, when their ideas are accepted by their hosts, their brains secrete a substance called idiot. The Scants convert this idiot into Uma jelly and feed their Scant queen. Once the queen is fed with pure Uma jelly, she develops superpowers and abilities. A swarm of Scants had once infected a white canvas patrolling the landscape for their queen. When Vic Stone, Ronnie Evers, Miranda, Larry Trainer, and Willoughby Kipling entered the painting, they were spotted by the Scants and taken to their queen. They began extracting idiot for Uma jelly, but Silver Tongue and Lucy Fugu inhibited the process, killing the queen along with the swarm of Scants. These creatures appeared in the Doom Patrol Season 2, Episode 7. The Scants are weird and have nothing much going on around them apart from the absurdity of their existence. Their motives are straight and simple, but nothing much can be perceived from their actions. The Scants, however, have good networking and work in unison for their one sole purpose, that is making their queen super powerful. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.